Hey, Story of the Fight listeners, welcome in. We have a special treat for you today. As always, you got your boy Romero here, our guy Will, and special guest, featherweight fighter Nick Griswold coming in. How you doing, sir?
I'm great. Thank you guys for having me on this show. I'm super excited. This will be my first ever, so definitely super
Let's go,
excited.
man. Hey, we feel very special to be your first.
Yeah,
Come
yeah,
on, man. What are we doing here?
It's only awkward if you make it awkward, dude. Come on.
yeah. It's not
Come
awkward.
on. Hey, no, but welcome on the show, man. Seriously, super excited to have you on. As we're going through, we find out that we have a friend in common, right, Mr. Kai Wu?
Kai Wu, yeah.
Some would call him the
Shout
Shadow.
out, Khai.
The Shadow Wu,
Shout out,
yeah,
Kai. Yeah, right on, man. And he's the one that was letting us know about you as well. And you have an upcoming fight, right?
yeah. So I'm making my debut in Taiwan on the undercard of his fight. So this will be first MMA, second competition overall, and with under a year of training. So it's definitely going to be a test.
And you weren't
Boom,
like,
boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
you weren't like, maybe we do like a local show first. You were like, let's
Yeah.
go to Taiwan.
The opportunity came, like, obviously Kai has some connections, and he offered the amateur, and I felt like it was one of those things I couldn't pass up,
Dang,
opportunity to
yeah.
go travel, spend some time away, and fight. Obviously, that's kind of the biggest part of it.
Yeah, man. One of the coolest things, because we had Kyle on the show before, one of the things that he said is a rising tide raises all ships. You know what I mean? So I think this is
Mhm.
another example of him living by his word there. Now, you've been out of the country before? Or is
Yes,
this the
so
first time
I
out of the country? Because I was
this
going
will
to
be
say,
my
this is the first time out of the country, too.
this will be my second time. So in 2021, I went over to England. I was
Oh,
playing
nice.
I was playing soccer, so I actually joined an academy and a men's team over there. Um,
Damn.
was about over there for about 5 months, so I spent some
That's a
time
pretty good
away. So this
trip.
won't be the
Damn.
first time I'm traveling for something like that. So
Holy
Taiwan and
smokes, man.
England's kind of the same thing, right? Probably a similar vibe.
I think it's going to be a lot different, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to,
I
we're
went
gonna
to
have to see.
Taiwan. Yeah, I went to Taiwan on the way to the Philippines, and then on the way
Yeah.
back, and had a super long layover. But I don't know if it's because of COVID or what, but we weren't allowed to leave super long layover, but we weren't allowed to leave the airport, so we just chilled in the airport in Taiwan. Didn't actually get to see anything cool.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things, so I'm hoping it'll be exciting and get to go try some food, look around, like see the culture a little bit as well. That's kind of why I'm going over there for about a month. So not just the fight,
Oh
but
dang!
For a
gonna
month.
gonna try to
So
learn some.
go explore, get to know the culture, punch some people, come back. Dude,
Yeah, yeah,
doing it
exactly.
all.
Wait,
So,
so
you
are you gonna
go
fly
ahead,
out
Will.
with Kai?
Yeah, so I'm gonna fly out with Kai. I'll probably be coming home sooner than he is, just because he's got a lot of things to do out there. But yeah, we're gonna go over there and get some training in before make
Oh,
the
nice.
make the 45 cut,
Yeah.
which will be an exciting task to do. So
Yeah, so before we started, you were kind of talking about that a little bit. So you're walking around, you said like 162?
yeah, 160, 162. That's
Nice.
I haven't gone
Pretty
much
decent
heavier than
cut.
that. Yeah, I am lengthy though. Like I'm not super built, so I'm gonna have a little bit of length. I'm 5'11" and a half, like almost 6 foot.
5'11",
So
yeah. Damn.
yeah,
Man,
It's pretty
that's
big
awesome.
featherweight.
So
yeah.
you were talking about the fact that this is your second competition, right? What was the first competition?
So I did a kickboxing match. So I did
Nice.
a kickboxing, and it was at 150. Cutting to 150 was totally fine. That was honestly pretty easy for me. Um, got stopped in the second round. Did pretty well. I that was with only about like 5 months of training.
Damn.
But with Kai Wu training, like we've been doing so much, and he's kind of expecting a lot from me, so I'm having to kind of keep up with everything.
How did you guys meet?
So I met him through my cousin. My cousin
Okay.
Anthony, he's a cop, but he was also doing private training. He put
Mhm.
on his social who wants to learn some Muay Thai boxing. And I like in my mind, I knew I wanted to try it, and this was when I was still playing soccer a bit.
Yeah, you're like, I kick stuff. I could do this.
Yeah, I'm like, I wanted to try it, so I hit him up and we started training, and like as soon as I started hitting pads with him, it was like, yes, like this is what I've been kind of missing. So he introduced me to Khai and introduced me to Gorilla
Yeah.
in Pleasanton, and just kind of been jumped all into it from there. So
Damn, that's pretty
All
cool.
right.
That kind of a cool gym to fall into.
yeah, like when I think about it, it's like, what are the chances that I got to start training with Kai, be part of Gorilla? It's like, out of all the places I could have ended up, this was
Yeah.
probably one of the perfect spots I could have could have ended up. So I'm very thankful that that all happened out like how it should. So
Right on, man. And you played a lot of soccer growing up then? Like that was your
yeah,
sport up to now?
yeah. So like I played other sports, a little bit of basketball, track, a little bit of baseball, but soccer was always like I since I could remember, that was like the sport I was doing. I was always playing. So.
And you coach now?
Yeah, so I coach now. I actually coach at the club I used to play for. I have a U12 team, so 10 and 11-year-old boys. You can kind of imagine how crazy that
Heck
is.
yeah.
It, I actually just told them the news because I'm gonna have to be gone a little bit. So I let them know because I wanted to let them know that I wasn't just leaving them, and
Dipping?
they're gonna be taken care of. But they were definitely super excited.
Well, and
That's
that's what
so
I was gonna
funny.
ask. So now the real question is there gonna be a viewing party with said 10 and 11-year-olds so they can watch Coach go down in Taiwan?
It's gonna be up to their parents, but I'll ask them. I'll see if they want. I know one of my kids' parents actually is involved in jiu-jitsu at like Saber
Nice.
Jiu-Jitsu. So he connected with me. He thought that was pretty cool. So maybe he'll watch it or something. So I
So is there going to be a stream in the States here for it?
I believe so. I think it will. I think it'll probably be at some early time since it's in Taiwan,
Yeah.
but
Good point.
Yeah.
definitely,
Good point.
yeah. Huh?
Usually
All
they're
right.
like usually they're like Saturday night events. Is it on a Saturday? I think it is,
It
right?
might be a Sunday. They might be doing
Oh,
it
it
might be
is.
like a Sunday
26th?
thing.
Yeah, so it'll be if Tapology is accurate, you never know with the time zones, but it looks like it'll be 10 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday here.
Okay.
I don't know how that works
I
out,
Doable.
know
but
I'm gonna be about like the 18th fight, so depending on
18th.
how 18th. So I know it's gonna be 18. I don't know how the timing's gonna go or how quick each fight's gonna go, but
Yeah,
that's what
and,
I know. That's what I know.
uh, I was looking at that. It shows there's going to be over 20 fights, like 23 fights or something like that. I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God. And then
Going
the,
for it.
the thing that I really remember from what Kaya told us was that people in Taiwan want to get their money's worth. So if they pay for an event, like they show up in the beginning, they sit all the way through it, dude. So you're probably going to be fine in front of a packed house.
Well, yeah, we'll see. Either way, I feel like I'm ready to take on that challenge. So
Right
So
on,
I'm
man.
so
excited.
with amateur MMA over there, because I know like in California at least for amateur MMA, I think for your first fight you have to wear shin guards and headgear. I don't think you can knee to the head in the clinch. Maybe you can. Maybe no elbows. So there's some rules
I
like that. Is it
I
different over there?
I do think for all amateur, there's no knees to the head or elbows to the head. Over there,
Hmm.
I'll be wearing shin guards, but no headgear.
Shin guards, no headgear.
Yeah.
Is
That's
it
fair.
headgear here? I don't even know. I don't remember.
Some places might have headgear. I
Yeah,
know even I think in Nevada, they don't even do shin guards, like
I
maybe the
just
first one,
let
but
it
if they have the
fly.
option, they might not
There's only one way to
have
find out. Well, we sign you up, dude.
Yeah.
We do an experiment for the podcast. Sign you up for your first amateur fight. We'll figure out what the rules are.
Ship
Yeah.
me off to Taiwan.
Come back with what you found out.
Yeah.
Now, you said you spent what 5 months in England? You said.
Yeah, it was about that. Yeah, 5 months in England.
All right. With those 5 months in England, what was your biggest takeaway from England? Whether it was great food, Awesome. So I think what was your biggest takeaway?
I don't think it was the food. The food wasn't amazing. That was part of the biggest thing. The biggest thing I learned from because I was playing over there. The goal was still to go professional. So the goal was to play
Soccer.
professional soccer. Now I've kind of switched over to the MMA martial arts. Still same goal. The biggest takeaway was like the hard work. I just realized my work ethic and how hard I was working. I I was beating the guys who weren't putting in as much effort, hours. I think that was a big takeaway. Definitely gave me a lot of confidence. Speaking with a lot of coaches over there and the administration, like they had a lot of confidence in me, which gave me kind of the confidence to be able to step away and be like, you know what, I'm gonna pursue something else, but with the same mentality,
Same work
same
ethic.
heart, same drive. You know.
So the
That's
biggest
awesome.
takeaway was that English people are lazy.
They're not
No.
lazy.
I'm kidding.
The talent was really good over there. The technical stuff.
Mhm.
I think in the United States we have a lot of athletes,
Mm.
but over there it was a lot of technique. So I definitely that's
Mhm.
another part. Like I had to dive into the technique of everything, doing everything specific rather than just obviously working hard. Working hard's part of it, but doing the smart work.
Yeah.
Well, that's such a big thing that you can take over from that learning over to
Mhm.
MMA now, right? I think that
Mm.
one of the biggest things that Will points out when we recap the fights is just when somebody's so mechanically sound, it just stands out.
Mhm.
And bringing that
Mhm.
attention to detail over to MMA should really pay dividends later on, you know?
Yeah. And Khai is very technical and very has a lot of good tips to show me. So I've been just trying to pick up as much as I can from him as well. He's also preaches a lot of like working smart rather than
Mm.
just working over too hard because you could be in the
Yeah.
gym for 5 hours, but if you're not putting in that specific stuff and gaining from those 5 hours, and it can be kind of pointless at sometimes. So
It's like
Not
me when
just
I work
pointless,
out,
but it could be yeah. Not just
you know?
pointless, but it could end up being negative, right? You might
yeah,
overtrain and hurt yourself, you know?
yeah, you could damage your body. You're not especially in the fight camp, you do all that work. If you work so hard to get up that fight, and by the time you're fighting, you're aching and you don't want to fight. Your body just doesn't want to do it. So
You're all beat up.
yeah. For me, since I'm still 21, everyone kind of jokes around with me because I'm the young new guy. They're like, "Oh, dude, you're fresh. You got all the energy in the world. Like you're fine." So, um, that's kind of funny to me. So,
So you
Now,
went to England when you were what, 18 then?
uh, I turned 20 over there. So I went over 19. I
Okay.
had my birthday over there, so I turned 20. And
Real math over here.
yeah.
I remember you
now
said the year and I was like, that's 2 years ago.
the question everybody's wondering, have you beat up Mark Zuckerberg yet?
No,
Wow.
no, I have not. Um,
You're like, let me be
maybe
clear.
maybe one day
Yeah.
match us up. I don't know his weight class. I know he's probably a little bit lighter than me, but that would be a kind of a cool thing to do, right?
A fun
I
little
think.
training session, why not?
Yeah, a little sparring, light sparring, move
Seems
around.
like he's getting some hands now, though.
Yeah, I can assume that he's getting good. You know, I know that he probably has a lot of discipline with what he's doing. I know Khai says he's always training. He doesn't back out of the training. He's always there. He's probably working
That's
hard. I
awesome.
know he's working hard, so
That's
I'm
so wild.
excited to kind of see where he goes. When I was watching the podcast with him and Joe Rogan, one of the things that really I kind of saw with him, he talked about how he played like varsity sports in high school, but as soon as he started martial arts, it was like something he's been missing. And that was
Oh,
definitely
dang.
something that like I felt for myself. Cause I'm like, I did all these sports, but as soon as I started this, it was like almost something like that I was missing all these years. So
Yeah, that's
definitely
cool.
That's so cool.
agree
That's
with
cool.
that what he said. So
That's cool to see that in somebody else and like have that click for yourself too. That is
yeah,
cool.
it's definitely a confidence thing, you know? Like you just get a lot of confidence, especially hanging out like with a bunch of great guys. just like
Yeah.
like keep getting the confidence. One of the biggest parts, the mental part, is like one of the biggest parts. So
Yeah, I can only imagine.
yeah,
That's super cool, man. And so we got this fight coming up at the 145-pound division. Going in, do you fancy yourself more of a striker, more of a grappler right now? Is there a specific discipline that you favor more than the other?
definitely striking. That was the thing I initially started with, and I know striking is a little bit. I don't know if it's quicker to learn, but it's like everything's happening so fast with that. But as soon as it gets to the ground, like where experience is.
Hmm.
Like if someone has experience in jiu-jitsu and wrestling, it's hard to fake that and and not have it. So my striking is definitely something I'm looking forward to kind of showing and doing. But a big aspect is like takedown defense and working also my grappling because I don't want to get just held down.
Yeah.
I'd like to just work on just getting up, keep striking. So I think that's what people should be looking forward to on that. So
Do they allow soccer kicks in Taiwan? I know it's another real question,
ooh,
but
I
come
don't
on.
think so. I know
If
when
anything's gonna give you the advantage,
I know when no, yeah, if I do something wrong and like I don't want to like accidentally do a cup shot or a finger in the
Yeah.
eye because I know they won't like that. I think I'm one of the only like Americans on the card. So
Oh yeah, dude. If that's the case, you accidentally soccer kick somebody, dude, you might have to be escorted out for sure.
yeah, I know when I think doesn't one championship. I think they do soccer kicks and like
So they allow
knees in the
knees to the head
ground.
on the ground, but they
Yeah.
don't allow soccer kicks.
Okay,
Would it
And
be Ryzen?
which is
that's
funny
interesting.
because there's a gray area there. Like if you watch Christian Lee, I think it was Christian Lee's last fight, he won via knee to the head on the ground, but he hit him with
Mm,
all shin. So I think their rules kind of
just kind of let that one.
up in
Yeah,
the air.
like the
Come
bottom
on,
of your
Renee.
knee. How far does the bottom of your knee go down?
Yeah, what's is a soccer kick have to land with the foot? I don't know. Who knows? But
Yeah,
yeah, so they let it slide sometimes. But
yeah.
yeah, Ryzen has soccer kicks,
Okay, that's
fight
interesting.
style.
Well, there we go. Will, do you have anything else?
No man, good luck. Congratulations for taking your first fight. It's crazy that you're doing it in Taiwan and not somewhere local. There's plenty of local fights in like Northern California that you could have taken.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited to come back and compete
Yeah, that's cool,
because
man.
then I can actually have my family and friends come out and watch, and I won't I won't have to just be leaving and going all the way
Is
to
it almost
Taiwan every time. So
yeah? Is it almost like going over there? This will be the last question that I have. Going over there versus fighting somewhere here where you can have like your friends and family and stuff. Is that almost like a relief, almost like a lack of pressure
Mm.
because there's not everybody that you know is watching there?
Yeah, the 12U soccer team isn't in the crowd,
yeah,
Yeah.
a little bit. I've kind of
Mhm.
already embraced the fact that like I do want my family there. I do want people watching because regardless of the pressure, like I feel like at some point that's gonna happen. So I
Yeah.
always want to have them there. My girlfriend's gonna actually fly out the week of the.
Oh,
Cool.
dang.
Hopefully, I think she's gonna make it. She hoping to have her fly out and be there, and we can maybe spend some time after the fight going and getting food and stuff like that. So,
Nice.
but
Yeah.
I've kind of accepted the pressure and I'm not thinking about it too much because why worry about it before I'm even over there and about to fight.
Yeah.
So I'm just kind of sticking to the script, getting all the work done. Pretty confident in all the work we're doing. So just excited to get out there and perform.
Hell yeah, man.
Hmm.
Awesome, Nick. Hey, is there anything else that you want to plug? I know that Rich, our producer, had put your Instagram handle down there. Anything else?
Well, shout out to Khai Wu. Shout out to the Gorilla Pleasanton and James Terry for having all us MMA guys train at the gym. Steve Chow at Omni, all those guys, and helping me prepare. It's been a crazy year. I'm excited for more to come and all of that. So yeah,
Awesome,
Hell
man.
yeah.
So, congratulations, like Will had said, on your first fight here. Nothing but the best wishes and the best luck sent your way from Story of the Fight podcast, man.
Thank you.
And once you get your nice little fight streak, win streak going, we'll get you back on the podcast so we can talk about how this was your first podcast on here. You're off on a winning streak, and look at you now, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. And I thank you guys for having me. Like, I know.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you guys probably got a lot going on. Thank you for supporting me, supporting Khai, supporting the journey. So thank you.
Absolutely, our pleasure, man.
We'll roll the outro right now, but go ahead and stay on. We'll cut it right after that, but stay on.
Awesome. All right, thank you everybody for listening to this special episode of Story of the Fight.